It's time for talking about people I met recently. Boys and girls, I met Carl Winslow from Family Matters. Hi, Mr. Winslow!
Yep, that's right. Wasn't he also the voice of the Shredder?
That was Uncle Phil.
Right. Shows what
But although Uncle Phil did make an appearance on the show, it's like a blooper cameo because they made Family Matters and The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air like the same studio, I guess.
Right.
Or the joke was that people confuse Reginald Val Johnson for Uncle Phil. I don't know. Whatever.
wrong ball, black eye.
Yeah, yeah. Wrong.
Different black eye. No.
Yeah.
Stop being racist.
And I also met Victoria Price, Vincent Price's daughter. Such a lovely, sweet lady to meet at conventions. You know, what I also love about Vincent Price in Last Man on Earth is how, like, he plays a character of, like, tragedy and psychological, how it's gotten to him being the last person on Earth.
Yeah,
hasn't had much.
And I like I Am Legend okay, but that's an aspect.
I told Victoria Price, Vincent Price's daughter, once I saw your father, it's like I can't go back to Will Smith. Sorry.
No, it's like Vincent Price. It created a very human character.
Yeah, exactly.
Or at least it was down to the writing, where you believe that, yeah, he's literally the last man on earth. He's trying to, again, it plays on people's sanity.
Right.
And it's one of those things that I think it's more relatable than kind of a zombie kind of outbreak.
Well, that's like when I rewatch like the Will Smith one every now and then, I noticed like, yeah, the CGI zombie vampires don't hold up or haven't aged well since.
No, I mean besides that, I think it's more frightening. Also, that's awesome.
And I met cousin Eddie from Christmas Vacation.
Oh, Randy Quaid, that's awesome.
Yes, I did. He was really nice, really friendly, down to earth. And a gentleman. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. And I also met Johnny and Barbara from Night of the Living Dead. They're coming to get you, Barbara.
Yeah, that's the OG, Night of the Living Dead.
Yeah, I met the first guy who was attacked by a zombie. How about that, ladies and gentlemen?
How about that?
Yeah. And when I met him, I asked him a few questions. I said, what was George Romero like to work on with Mark? He said, George Romero was great to work with. And he said, if you're interested, would you like to wear a pair of sunglasses that George Romero always used to wear? Because he told me how after when George Romero passed away, his wife was like, would you like to have these sunglasses? And he said, yeah, sure. And he goes, now when I go to conventions, I let people wear sunglasses they want to for the picture when they meet him.
That's awesome.
I know. I got to wear a pair of sunglasses that George Romero used to wear. I went full Romero for 5 seconds.
Full Romero. As long as it didn't turn into a zombie.
Yeah, that's the only difference. I wasn't turned into a zombie. That's okay. And also, the actress who played Barbara was very nice. Judith O'Day. She said that working with Romero was great, and how this movie is still has a great legacy and impact on
still to this day. And it was one of the first to have a African American lead.
Yeah, she told me that Dwayne was great to work with too. He was a gentleman, and also how he smoked a lot. She said, "Don't smoke." Like, that's okay. I never smoked cigarettes.
Go figure.
Yes. Well, again, that's the philosophy from the past generation. Don't smoke.
Don't smoke. Smoking.
Yeah. Yeah. But that was a fun convention I went to, meeting the Night of the Living Dead actor. Then I also met the actress who was in Dawn of the Dead.
That's awesome.
Yes. And I don't know if you know this, she was in Creepshow, the Leslie Nielsen story.
That's right. Yeah.
I know. I never knew that until recently. Oh my God, that was her?
Go figure. Small world.
Yes, and I also asked her, what was it like working with Leslie Nielsen? Did he whoopee cushion and prank you? And she goes, yes, he pranked me with fart machines, but she said it was great though. He was a great guy.
That's great. That's great. Yeah.
Like I said, that's why Leslie Nielsen was meant for comedy. He really was a goofball in real life.
And the weird thing is he started as a serious actor too.
That's true. Well, the funny part is he does play it seriously, but funny at the same time in The Naked Gun.
Well, yeah, that's why The Naked Gun works. The original.
Right. Heroin. That's a big order. You have to give me a couple days on that one. Get this man some drugs over here. I love you. I love you too, Norman. Wait, when Norman said I love you, he was talking about the bow, not you. I realize that now.
My father went the same way. Yeah. The OG Naked Gun is great. The remake, I saw the remake. The remake
How was
pretty
it?
good too. It's,
I don't know.
It's okay. Honestly, I think Pam Anderson shines the brightest. Honestly.
Right. Well, Liam Neeson just was not doing it for me in the trailers. He faked every orgasm.
He tries to do Frank Drebin, and he lands sometimes. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Right.
He's a bit of a mixed bag in terms of his performance.
I always go back to the original.
Pam Anderson really shined, but I'm biased.
Right.
I always liked Pam as a comedy.
Yeah, I don't know much about
I think once she found her niche in comedy, she excelled at it.
You know, Leslie Nielsen is what made the original Naked Gun.
Yeah.
When he gets, I always laugh at when he gets in the driver's head. All right, Stephanie, now extend your arm out and extend your middle finger out. Then
Yep.
I can quote this movie all day. Be here forever.
Yeah. The OG Naked Gun is great. You guys got to see it. If you haven't seen it already.
Yeah. Timeless classic that never gets old.
Timeless classic for sure.
Yeah, and speaking of comedy, I recently watched John Candy's documentary. I Like Me. It was great.
I need to see that. I've always been a big John Candy fan.
No, same. It just shows John Candy was one of those guys. He was a great human being. It's man, I wish we had more people like that in our life.
Yeah, the only guy I can really think about that's a modern John Candy, I guess, would be Brendan Fraser.
I guess, or Robin Williams to a degree.
To a degree, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Brendan always had that human quality, and
and also
I really hope the man is taking care of himself.
Right?
Because I know Hollywood shoot him up and spat him out. So.
Oh yeah. But also, it shows that John Candy was a great, talented actor. If he didn't die so young, he could have had more years ahead of him.
Yeah, and I really liked what he did towards the end of his life. He started to experiment with having kid shows. He had a kid show called Camp Candy, which I thought was a really cool idea of educating kids. It made me like him more as a human being.
Right. Well, also, when I was watching the documentary, they interviewed Macaulay Culkin because he worked with him on Uncle Buck, and I know there's been a lot of stories about how Macaulay Culkin said his dad was abusive to him, and when Macaulay Culkin said when he made Uncle Buck during the making of it, John would go to Macaulay, ask him hey, you okay, kid? You all right? It's like John Candy was a better father figure to Macaulay than his real dad.
Yeah, and again, I'm so happy to see Culkin finally getting his, or at least got his life back together now.
Yeah. And he also said that when making Uncle Buck, he said John Candy loved working with the kids on the movie.
I believe it, and that was, Uncle Buck was the reason why we got Home Alone.
That's true. Yep. Where do you live? Home, hustler. What's your record of consecutive questions for 38? You are your father's son. Sorry, I can't do that scene well because only Macaulay was able to pull that scene out with the questions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have a job? No.
No. What do? Lots of things. Do you have kids? Are you married? No. Why are you not married? That's a long story. Do you have kids? No. Why no kids? That's a longer story.
Yeah. Great moments in Uncle Buck. Great moments.
Yeah, well, great moments at John Candy. Period. Train,
Yep,
planes, and
agreed.
automobile.
And it's funny. In recent years, I discovered SCTV, which
Oh, I love SCT. I grew up on that show. My dad used to show me.
I'll talk a little bit about. SCTV was basically SNL kind of around the
In
same
Canada.
time, and that gave birth to like John Candy, Eugene Levy, like so many
Rick
different
Moranis, yeah. Yes.
And it was a skit show, and has some great John Candy moments.
Yes, like Mr. Science or Johnny LaRue. Yeah, Johnny LaRusso. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, where he a parody of like a starving actor director who is not getting enough respect for how talented he is. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
I will admit I have to rewatch some SCTV because it's been a while. I used to watch a lot of that when I was a kid.
Anyway.
Yeah. But definitely recommend some SCT. Oh, here's one that I liked. Where they parody The Godfather, and he plays Pavarotti.
Yeah.
They spoke the Godfather wedding scene, and he's like showing up and he's excited for the food rather than the bride, and they're like, Johnny, sing this after I finish eating.
Great stuff.
Definitely go check it out. I don't want to give too much away, but definitely check out his spoof of playing Pavarotti in Godfather and SCTV.
All right. Well, I'm gonna have to check that out. Anything else you want to cover, or you want to?
Let me see here. I think we just about covered about maybe just one more thing though about with Back to the Future though. When the second one came out, well, the second movie 10 years ago was 2015, the year they go to the future. Whenever I rewatch that movie now compared as a kid, I'm thinking, man, I have a different perspective because we lived through that 10 years ago.
Film is always more exciting than the future in real life.
Oh yeah, because it's like there were no hoverboards, or this was true, this was not true, and
yeah. Like we get the lame version of what we think we're gonna get.
Yeah.
Layman.
And well, there is one thing, they were close but no cigar. The Cubs won a year later. They were close but no cigar.
Close, no cigar.
Yeah. Because again, being a baseball fan that I am, I'm like, wait a second, the Cubs were in the playoffs that year, but they lost to the Mets, though. But they did win a year later the World Series.
Right, exactly, and it's one of those things.
Yeah, and there is two Miami teams, but they're not called the Miami Gators. They're called the Miami Marlins, formerly Florida Marlins. They're the Tampa Bay Tampa Bay Rays. I'm sorry.
Something again, like I don't know. I don't know sports. Okay.
Well, I'm a big baseball fan. That's my
you're the baseball boy.
Yes, that's how I know it. That's
anyway.
Yeah, like I said, that's what I get for being a geek in movies and baseball.
Movies and baseball.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. All right. Well, with that said,
that's about it. Yeah. I got out of my system.
All right. Well, I've been Wolfman Sam here with my partner Johnny Buff Guns. We've been Creatures of the Night, and we'll see you guys next time.